Okay, so today we are going to be talking about my design here. And as you can see, I use BikeCAD, and it is pretty good. It has some functions that I like, and then it has a few things that I don't like. But it makes it easy for me to put together a design that may not be exactly what I want, but it gets me to the dimensions and things like that that are critical for setting up my jig. Okay, and those critical dimensions are basically the reach value, because my jig is a Z jig, so wherever this head tube is, it will be on the upper horizontal bar, and so it will reach out, and all I have to do is set it for 17.6 inches out, basically. And then I come down to where my bottom bracket is down here, and then my horizontal will be my chainstay, and this area here is fixed, so I don't have to worry about making any adjustments with this location. All the adjustments are done on the head tube, the rear drop, and then the seat tube angle, and that's all controlled by the jig swing arms and mount points. So on this design, I wanted a bike that was, it's going to be a mixed wheel, so I have a 29er up front and 27 on the back. And my last bike was the same way, and I really enjoyed it. It works really well, and I didn't know that I was going to like the 29er up front and 27 in the back, but it turned out to be a combination that works for me. I just not a full 29er. It makes me feel weird. I don't know. Anyway, preferences. So that's the beauty. I can throw on 29 and see what the geometry would look like, and theoretically I could do that as long as I have enough space back here, which with this design I don't. And I'd have to get a new belt for that if I wanted to. I'd have to push the drops back all the way in order to get the clearance required for the back wheel. That said, let me just go through a couple of the design features that I have on here. I'm looking at two bent tubes, one on the down tube and one on the seat tube. And the seat tube will have the ability to accept a dropper of about 150 millimeter ability. And I found this is a good dropper size for me, because even when I have to pull the dropper up about I think it was about half an inch above the collar, I have so much clearance that it's down below my knees when I need it. So it's really nice. The frame is quite nimble, and so, I don't know, it just fits me. I'm a 5'7" rider, and so that was something that I liked on my last bike, and I wanted to keep it the same. And so now this bent tube on the down tube is going to interface with that strong back for the belt Pinion GearBox. And this right here is the strong back. It has 6 attach points, 3 on each side, one here, and one that's obscured by the crank. Now, the only reason why I wanted to keep the crank in this view is because I wanted to make sure that I had a good pedal clearance. And as you can see, with a 160 crank, I still have just a little less than 6 inches of clearance just pedaling along. And because I don't have to worry about a rear end shock eating up any of that distance, that is going to be pretty much where it sits until the front end starts to compress. And even when the front end compresses, it won't affect the bottom bracket height. I mean, it does, but it won't be like it would be on a full suspension bike. On my next bike, which is going to have a swing arm, and it will have I think I'm going to design it with a 140 travel, so we'll see what that means with the bottom bracket coming down. Anyway, so the reach is going to be 17.6 inches or 447 millimeters, and then the chainstay is going to be oh, it's going to sit around 17 inches because I need to have the ability to pull it forward in order to put the belt on, and then pull it back for tension. So when it's all tensioned out and everything, it's going to be a 17-inch chainstay, which, you know, isn't horrible. I tend to like my chainstays pretty short and tight. It makes the bike snappy, whippy, but at the same time, it makes it a little bit more unstable if you want to use it for speed going down hills and some rougher trails, maybe straightaway wise. So a 17-inch chainstay, maybe a 17 and a quarter, will help stabilize the bike, and it would be probably a really good hardtail enduro bike. So anyway, going back to the strong back here. So I finally got the tool finished, and that was in my last video, and it holds this strong back in this position with respect to the bottom bracket, or bottom bracket location. And so hopefully, yeah, best laid plans, right? But what will happen is once I have this in, I'll have to then measure out the tube and cut it to length so that it mates with the strong back here, and then the same thing with the seat tube and chainstays. And then I'll do, before I do a full weld up or anything like that, I'll do a fit check to make sure that these hole locations didn't migrate or cause any warping, because if you warp it, I won't be able to get the gearbox in there, and pretty much I'd have to cut the tubes off and try to straighten out the strong back. I don't think that's going to be a problem because that strong back is pretty damn beefy. I think I showed you the part in the last video, and I did weigh it. That part is just under a pound. I did weigh the gearbox, and it is 4.25 pounds, something like that. And so that is quite a bit of weight. I knew it was going to be more, but that did catch me off guard a little bit, surprised me. But that was also weighing it with the chain ring, or belt ring. I gotta get used to saying belt ring. You guys all know what I mean, right? And I did some more research, and the belt is going to be about the quarter of the weight of a regular chain. So I'll make up a little bit of weight, but I'm putting a lot of weight on. The only benefit here is that the weight is going to be at ground zero, in the middle of the bike, basically. And that's a great place to keep your weight. Any added weight is down at the bottom, and if it were full suspension, it would be a totally sprung weight rather than having a weight out the back end with the derailleur and all that stuff, and that would be unsprung weight, and that would make it more difficult, put more work into your suspension to get it to start working right with all that weight back there. So it'd be interesting to have it here in the middle, bottom. So basically, you can see my design and some of the dimensions. I want to keep the head tube pretty small. I'm going to probably put a gusset in here just because I'm going to be riding hard with this bike. I always do, even though I say I'm not. So I'll probably stress this out. I'll probably move this up just a little bit more and put a chin brace in here and tie that into the head tube so that it's a more surface area. And who knows, maybe I'll just bring this tube up and tie it in together so it looks like one big tube and then a chin gusset. And then who knows, maybe even put a bridge in here, a couple of little design bridges, this aesthetics maybe. I always have to make my bikes unique, and everyone has been unique. Typically I do that on the seat stay brace and the chain stay brace. They're always unique there, so I'll have to come up with a new idea for that too. Let's see, the head tube angle is going to be 65 degrees, maybe 64.5, but I think 65 is good. Seat tube angle is 75.5, and that's coming off of it right here on this tube, not down here. That's not the angle. That would be kind of, I guess you call it the virtual seat tube angle, I guess. But I measured my inseam, and so this is going up to about 31.5 inches. I got my shoes on, right? So this is where the saddle will sit. My top tube is going to be about 23 to 24 inches long. I already talked about my chain stays. Seat stay is going to have the brake right in here. That's where I'm going to put a joint. It will be a 2-bolt joint, and I still haven't figured out what the design is going to look like, but when I get to that point is when I'll probably do the design. That's just the way I am. Okay, so now you see it, and hopefully I will get this out, and it will look something like this. There's always a chance, that I might take the bend tubes out and put just straight tubes in there. There are some benefits to that, but for strength wise, this is probably the strongest head tube interface, is with the tubes coming in almost perpendicular or normal to the head tube. And so I probably will look for this type of setup at least. Seat tube, I don't need to have a bent. I just kind of like that bent, and it does give you some additional clearance from mud and crap when you don't have to worry about it being right up against the seat tube. I've seen some designs where the clearance between the seat tube and the back wheel is pretty marginal. It may be a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, and that's kind of tight. I like to have a little more pass-through room. I will have a bottle cage put on in here. What else? Anything else? I think that's about it. So hope you guys enjoyed this. This is my design. This is the B.F.D. Arrow, and with a gearbox, a Pinion gearbox. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the concept of using the Pinion gearbox. I can't wait to get on it. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a little bit, and when I start cutting some tubes, I'll show you what I do and how I get around my problems, because I know I'm going to have problems. All right, bye.